Welcome back to Ask the Librarian, your YouTube reference. First off, I'd like to make a correction from my first video. The email to contact is napoleonreference@oapland.org. Originally, I had said napoleonreference.oapland.org. I'm very sorry about the confusion. Anyways, on to today's topic. I have received several questions over the past few months that have to do with librarians and their duties within the library. One such question was, what's a librarian? And I actually get this a lot from kids. They aren't quite sure what the difference between a teacher and a librarian is. And according to Webster's dictionary, a librarian is a specialist in the workings of a library. Now, since this is slightly vague, I'll go into a few more details. First off, there are many types of librarians. You have the different branches of library sciences that librarians can go into, and they are kind of, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but there's law, medical, public, private, business, education, research, and that's just to name a few. There are also specializations within these branches, such as administrative, reference, circulation, and so on. For this video, I'll focus on public librarians, which are what I'm most familiar with working in a public library setting. And another question is, don't librarians just sit around all day reading and checking books in and out? Well, honestly, that kind of librarian probably wouldn't have a job for very long. We have many duties, and a lot of them have to do with helping the public. Librarians have to be familiar with many areas of research as possible to do their job properly. They have to be able to search catalog databases, internet databases, other libraries' databases, physical catalogs, indexes, and many other resources I'm probably forgetting. Librarians also need to know different styles and methods of research, such as Boolean searches, which are a little hard to explain but are technically the proper way to do research. Say you're looking for the movie The Help, which has been very popular lately. Well, in a Boolean search, you would type in The Help, put in the word and then DVD or video. If you want the book and not the movie, you would put The Help, not DVD or movie, and that should narrow your search some. Other searches include keyword searches, browse searches, cross-referencing, and many others, and all in order to navigate the resources I have just listed. Librarians on a public level are also usually knowledgeable about the surrounding area the library is located in. This includes local landmarks, areas of interest such as battlefields and graveyards and such, events, and so on. Librarians can also have connections to genealogical societies, area clubs, businesses, charities, courthouses, schools, and many others. And if they don't have a contact, they can help you find a way to get in touch with such groups and institutes. Now, many librarians can also provide information on public services, such as, adult education, reading programs, voter registration, taxes, children's services, and whatever else that particular library has decided is essential to members of the community or to the public in general. Now, this does not even include what information librarians may personally decide is important, fun, or interesting enough to share. For example, I personally, a public librarian, have a display set up to showcase 3 aspects of Halloween I find interesting. The first section of the display is the history of Halloween through the ages, including changes in traditions and superstitions. Secondly, the second group, anyways, of this display is the history of the jack-o'-lantern and the mythology behind it, as well as, pictures of jack-o'-lanterns as artwork. There are some really creative ones that you should do a Google search on. Just type in jack-o'-lanterns and you'll get quite a few. And I also provide free pumpkin carving stencils for the public, and the kids really like those. My Angry Bird stencils go out the most, actually. Lastly is, of course, the last section anyways, is the history of jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, sorry, that was the second section. The last section is local legends and ghost stories. And each section has books on that particular topic available for checkout and for the display. The local legends and ghost stories, since this is the state of Ohio, is actually the Haunted Ohio series, which is very popular, especially around the Halloween holiday. Now, some librarians also do programs for the community in the form of technology or computer classes, teen groups, reading programs, and clubs for both children and adults, and many others. And all of this is before including the daily duties and services libraries provide every single day. Yes, librarians do check books in and out to patrons, but we also field phone calls and emails for information on all topics, such as directions to get to certain restaurants, where to find historical information, phone numbers for certain institutes or businesses, and how to work pieces of technology, renewing items, and so many other random topics that come in on a daily basis. I could spend hours naming them all. Luckily for you, I won't. I personally teach technology classes every week, and I also take appointments for teaching people how to work their electronic devices, how to get music onto the MP3 players, get ebooks, text messages, turn on computers, log into laptops, emails, and anything else to do with technology. Now, I also have, I personally also run a weekly teen group. I help decorate, I assist patrons in finding items, register new patrons, organize shelves, sort magazines and newspapers, clean DVDs, check items for damages, put away items, pull items, search for missing items, fulfill holds, place holds. I call patrons, I organize book signings, and receive payments for fines and fees, make copies, run the microfilm machine, and the list just goes on and on and on. And this is all the daily duties of just my position as a library assistant and the program coordinator. The heads of the departments, the pages, the director of the library, the fiscal officer, the catalogers, the children librarians, they all have many other different duties that are completely separate from mine. And now this sounds like a lot of work, but it's all for the benefit of the public, and it's actually very rewarding. We get to provide a lot of information to the community and even visitors. Sometimes a librarian is the only source of information available to a person. Just the other day, we had a visitor from Germany who was biking across the U.S. He started in Washington, the state of Washington, and had made it to here in Ohio. And he needed to know where the local shelters were, where the best place to get food was, and he even asked why the U.S. likes peanut butter so much. And all these questions, my fellow librarians and I answered to the best of our ability, so he can continue on his way with a better understanding of where he was and where he was going. And now I hope I've answered many of your questions, and I hope to hear from you soon. If you need to contact us for more information on anything, or have further questions for us that you want us to answer here on YouTube, please message us on our YouTube channel. You can go ahead and leave a comment down below, or to the side, or whatever. Or you can email us at napoleonreference@oakland.org. And I hope to see you guys.